Hello and welcome to Coaching Conversations with me, Marie Taylor, and Steve Crabb.
Hello again.
Today our topic is about engaging, informing and influencing, about how do we do that and why do we do it. So do join us. So Steve, tell us a little bit about how to engage, inform and influence people and why that's important in business. I know what you're doing.
I'm sorry. We have to get people's attention to start with.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we've got their attention, then we can take them on a bit of a journey. If we don't have their attention, we have to do a lot more work
Yeah.
to get them into the conversation. So, the first part of that, engage, inform and influence, is engage. And then it's in that sequence for a particular reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's about sometimes asking questions, maybe doing something which is provocative and stands out. Something which maybe even gets someone curious, asking a question. I was doing a training once and someone said to me, how do you work with a group of people that aren't really paying attention? And it was during the break. And I said, well, I could tell you or I could demonstrate. So when we went back in, I just stood there quietly.
And stay there.
Stayed there. And eventually the room quietened down and there was a table that were talking. And I just moved over and just faced them. Just my body language was straight towards them, hands like this.
Hands in front of you.
Suddenly went quiet. Went, oh. I said, okay, we're ready to start. And I turned to the guy and said, did that answer your question?
Very nice. Yeah.
So sometimes there's so many different ways to do it. You have
Yes.
to work with the person in front of you quite often. And I think it's a great conversation because it comes into everything we do.
Yeah.
It comes into selling. How do we engage, inform and influence a potential client to say yes? Marketing. How do we do that? Coaching. You think about it. Every coaching conversation, we're engaging someone,
Yes.
we're informing them,
We are.
and we're influencing them. So it's a very vast subject. But if we don't get that attention, we don't get them into the conversation from the very beginning, then we're the ones that have to do more work.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
when they're into the conversation, then it's almost as if we've now got permission to go on that journey.
So it's almost like the engagement creates the conditions to do the influencing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Think of it this way. Once we've got their attention, when people become curious, it's almost as if they give us permission for us to influence them.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
It's very nice.
It's a chained sequence.
Yeah.
Okay? And if I lose permission, it's almost as if I break the pot. So if we're having a conversation and I get a sense of I've lost you, then I have to go back up and go get the attention again, get rapport again, so we're back into the conversation. So we're always testing, and it's the same with selling. We're always testing, asking questions. Is the buyer coming along this journey with us?
Yes.
Same in a coaching conversation. Is the coachee coming along doing the work? The term that a lot of people recognise around this type of subject is about rapport.
Yes.
Having rapport.
Yeah.
Rapport is quite often misunderstood, that people think they have to get rapport. But we get rapport in order for us to lead.
Yeah.
Okay, so we get rapport, so we pace somebody else, so we lead. If we're already leading and they're following, we don't need to worry too about rapport.
much. Yeah.
So the whole thing about engaging, that's getting rapport if you like. Informing is part of the dance, part of the pacing, and influencing is the leading, taking them on this journey.
Yeah, I like that kind of that sense of it being a dance because it is, isn't it? That you kind of it's the repeated steps. Sometimes you've got to go back and get the attention again.
Sometimes we have to slow down to go with the person that we are looking to inform and influence. Sometimes we have to speed up.
Yeah.
Sometimes we may even have to change our language. They might speak a different language in terms of. I'm not talking about they speak Italian and we speak English. That actually, it's a good example of it. We may be communicating a language they don't understand.
Yeah.
So if we are using predominantly visual words, and there's someone who reacts more to auditory words,
yes.
we need the flexibility to change our language to get rapport with them so they understand us. Yeah? So it's a vast subject, which does require a lot of skill training for people to be very competent at it and for it to happen naturally and effortlessly without it seeming very clunky.
Yes, and in terms of what you just described, that's lovely. In thinking about, how do we become more elegant or coach people to become more elegant about getting that engagement and keeping it. Thank you.
Well, I have an answer to that one, which is practice. We practice it and we practice it and we practice it.
Yeah.
And it goes from being conscious process to very much an unconscious skill.
Yes, lovely.
That's when it's masterful.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks very much. So again, if you have any questions, comments or observations, do email us and join our LinkedIn group, Business Coaching and Mentoring. Until next time, when we hope you'll enjoy and join us in the conversation, we'll see you soon.
Speak again soon.